welcome back into another episode of Day-to-Day Life. I am Dustin, the A Reseller, your host for the show today. Thank you guys for joining me once again for episode 21, and we are getting ready to get started here. Let's check everything. Looks like my mic is working, looks like the music's not playing, and the video is live. I think we're good to go. So if we are not, let me know in the comment box or in the chat box. Let me know if there's any issues, but I think for the first episode and like 5 episodes, we are starting with 0 issues. So hopefully that continues for the rest of the show, and we'll see how it goes here. But thank you guys so much for joining us. I appreciate it so much. Like I said, today is going to be a little bit of a different episode. As you can see, I've pretty much got everything packaged and ready to go, so we don't have a whole lot of shipping to do. But we are going to be talking about a few minor topics that have come up in reselling. It was the long weekend with the 4th of July, so not a whole lot going on, to be honest. But we're going to dig into just a few topics that I've got listed out here, with the major one being, should you be afraid of returns as a reseller? That is the title of the video, and we are going to cover that here in just a little bit once we get into the video a little bit more. But for right now, we're going to start by shipping out a few orders, getting into the rhythm of things. It is Monday after a long weekend. I did kind of take the long weekend, still shipped and still did a little bit of work, but we did take a few extra days off and kind of spent some time with my wife and stuff like that for the 4th, which is always nice little break. And with sales being down a little bit for the week too, don't think it really hurt much. So we went with it. But with that being said, we've got about 40 orders to go out. Like I said, we do have them set up a little bit different. We've got a whole stack of boxes here, got a whole bunch of packages over here. I've kind of already printed all the labels and everything is labeled and ready to go. Basically, I'm just going to be showing you guys and closing up the packages. That way we might be able to move through a little bit faster and have a little bit more time to talk without being distracted. That's the goal, because I don't want to, number one, I don't want to make mistakes on my order, but number two, I want to make sure that we're actually covering topics and talking with you guys as well. You guys have been really awesome in the chat, so thank you so much for that. Also, thank you to all the people that have been re-watching these lives. The past few lives have gotten well over 100 views, which is really cool. I don't know how long and necessarily you guys are watching through that. That's completely fine, but really appreciate that, and helps out by just showing that there's people that actually utilize this, not just for the live format, but afterwards too. So thank you guys if you're one of those that get to watch this afterwards. And if you watch this afterwards but aren't able to join, let me know in the comment box below if there's a certain time of the day or anything that works better or different days. I would love to interact with you guys that get to watch these afterwards. Maybe you work during the live streams normally on Monday or whatever. Let me know in the comment box below. That way maybe we can get a special edition episode for you guys, where we can get you involved as well. With that being said, we're going to hop right in here to a few sales, and we are going to start off with I don't even know if these are Amazon or eBay sales, so we're just going to go with it. But we've got this Adidas hat here we picked up for $11 at a recent sale. We've actually picked up a bunch of these. Shout out to Recon over in Bread and Butter for picking up a few more of these. I've already sold them, man. I'm down to 1 hat remaining, so thank you for that. But like I said, we picked these up for about 11 bucks, and we are selling them currently for 35. So 11 into 35. It's a really neat hat. It's basic, you know, nothing crazy, but they are not available from anybody else right now. So they're selling quick, and I do know that one actually we've been selling over on Amazon. So happy to get those out and quick. I've been actually trying to do that with my Amazon stuff, making that more of my quick flip area because of how fast prices adjust. So we haven't been asking crazy amounts like I like to when I have something that nobody else does. And it seems to be working. Like I said, we're rotating through these hats, and you'll see several more of these as well going out today. Just making that quick dollar. As far as, I mean, obviously 11 into 35 is still a really good profit margin, especially with hats, because they ship light. But like I said, we're just trying to make our money back quick on these ones, and leaving some of our sports hats and more fitteds and more customs and stuff like that for our our longer hauls. Again, another the exact same hat going out, and we'll get that packed up. So we got a few topics, but the first one I want to cover is actually how much we did in sales. We did 1,800 in sales Friday through Sunday, which is a little bit lower than I was hoping for. Was hoping it would pick up after the holiday. Obviously, the holiday is always slow for me. A lot of people are out, you know, with family doing all that type of stuff, so I get that. But we did slow down through the weekend also, which is a little bit of a bummer. Hopefully, we'll be able to pick that up this week. We've been doing a lot of that. Got a bunch of cross listing done this week. It's been crazy, but you know, we'll go with it. It's how sales go. We're not going to be able to rolling hundreds of sales every single week. It's just kind of how it goes up and down. What is up, CJ Treasure? Thank you for joining. He said, hey, happy Monday. I appreciate it. It is Monday after the weekend. I am groggy, guys. I am like, I didn't do anything this weekend, but I'm still tired. I don't know how that works, but it does. But I'm happy to be back in it and ready to get this week started. And we got a lot of stuff done this weekend. I'm happy to kind of talk to you guys about it and kind of show you, well, tell you about what's going on with me. But I would love to hear what you guys are up to also. So if you don't mind, if you want to let me know how your week went, what's going on, anything like that in the chat, I appreciate it. Gives me something to talk about versus just me rambling and talking to a camera. Next up, we got this Browning hat. We picked up these for like $5 from, I want to say, I don't remember where I got these from, honestly. They were from a discount store or something like that. I picked up 2 or 3. This is the first one that's sold, and I've had them for a little bit. But we did sell it, and I believe we sold it for $30. So 6 into 30 on the Browning hat. Again, not bad profits. We'll take it. And that one also sold over on Amazon. So this week, we got some cross-listing done. We got actually... our Mercari sales are picking up. We're getting about 1 to 2 sales a day, which is super cool. And we're moving stuff that isn't moving for me on eBay. So that's really cool. The other thing is I am accepting offers over there because of the no fees. So I can accept, almost a 10% discount, actually more than that, but you can accept more of a discount over there. So that's been really cool, helping out with getting a few sales over there. And we've been, like I said, we'll show a few of them here that are going out today. But super nice to be able to get some sales from that. Cross listing is working. It's paying for itself. Sorry, I keep walking off camera behind my wall of boxes here, but we're going to keep going. But yeah, it is paying off and it's paying for my Vendoo subscription, which is kind of what I wanted to make sure to be able to test that out. Speaking of Vendoo, I have kind of promoted that on the channel, or at least given you guys like links and stuff in the description because it is a product that I use. But I do have a minor complaint that I'm going to be addressing with them. Hopefully they can get it fixed. If not, it's going to be a hassle. So we'll see what happens. But I do have an issue with Whatnot right now where items are showing as sold and they're delisting it from everywhere, but they're not actually sold on Whatnot. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if like somebody's making an offer and then retracting it and it's showing it as sold. I don't know what the deal is. But it's, like I said, it's delisting my items over there. It's only done it 2 in the past week. And I need to go back through and make sure I didn't lose any before that I just didn't notice. But 2 Funko Pops that it says sold over there have not sold. And so obviously we need to get that addressed because I can't have it randomly pulling down product. So we'll see what they say about that. They've been very good in the past. Like I can literally just go and talk, send them a message, and they've been very helpful in the past. But we are going to have to discuss it with them and see if we can find an answer to that. Next up, we've got this random rock and roll jukebox CD collection. This is like a 4-disc, 100 digitally remastered original recordings, all kinds of rock and roll stuff from Elvis to the Ventures and Chuck Berry and a whole other bunch. We picked these up, actually a full case of these from an Amazon bin store over a year ago probably, and there was like 12 sets in there, I think, and we paid like $4 for the entire box. So don't even have 50 cents in these. And I believe this one sold for 15 and actually sold on eBay. I've sold these on eBay, Amazon, and Mercari so far, but this one here sold on eBay. We're going to ship this in a box just because some people may actually care about the cases on these. I don't know. I would normally send them in a poly, but CD cases are very prone to breaking really easily, so we're not going to do that. Today, we're going to ship it in this box and put it in a couple of bubbles here just to hopefully protect it just a little bit in the box. I don't really need it to be crazy. But yeah, that's about it when it comes to this item. But yeah, so this week we have been doing, like I said, cross-listing, trying to get that up. We also took this week, I have all my listings done on eBay. I really don't have anything besides some Christmas stuff that I need to get listed on eBay. And you ask, Christmas stuff? Like, I don't buy Christmas stuff. But I do have a few ornaments and stuff like that that I got out of a bulk buy that I need to get put up. And so we'll see how that goes. Sorry, just checking here. I got an email. This is a funny topic, actually. So I got a message from a buyer that bought a pair of shoes from me. last week, and I'll literally read the message to you. It says, "Hello, seller. I got my Converse. I love them, but they're too big for me. I need a size 10. I will send them back to you with a return FedEx label. Thanks." Basically telling me that they're returning them, which is funny because it kind of goes along with today's topic. But I never told them they could return them, never said anything about it, and they just feel like they can return the item. So I wasn't going to say anything. I was literally just going to ignore it. If they send them back, I'll probably refund them, but I'm going to charge them a restocking fee because at the end of the day, I didn't agree to the return, and I don't have returns turned on, so there was no indication that would be the case. Well, they just sent me another message. It says, "Hello, seller. I sent you a message Friday. Please let me know if I can send them to you today. I need size 10. I will be paying for shipping with a return label. FYI, I will be going on vacation on the 19th of July." So I don't know. What would you guys do? Would you accept that return? Would you tell them, "Sorry, you can't return"? I mean, they want a size 10. I do have a size 10, so I could technically do an exchange and charge them restocking, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that one. That's an interesting one. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, that goes into kind of our returns and something that we'll cover here in just a moment. Next up on the sold list, we actually are shipping some hats in a poly. I don't do this, guys. I don't send hats in poly, but these are they only paid $20 for each of these, and they are obviously a non structured hat. So they'll be fine in the poly. And honestly, the reason why I'm doing it is to keep them under the 6 ounces. So they are under 6 ounces, even with the two of them in a poly versus a bag or versus a box, which is going to put them almost 12 ounces. So we're going to do that. Like I said, we only paid $3 for these each and sold them for $20 a piece. So 6 into 40 on this order. We will take that. Just some Carhartt hats that we picked up from a clearance deal recently in store. So definitely not a bad pickup. I've had them for a little bit though, honestly, so they're not fast movers, but hey, we'll take it when we can get it. Next up, we have some Nike shorts. We picked these up from an Academy in-store sale event last year. That sale event hopefully will be coming up pretty soon. But anyways, we picked these up for $10. Everything was either $10 or $5, whatever was left of the clearance. And we picked these up on the last day of the sale. So this is stuff that was well available to everybody. I don't know what numbers I paid for these. I think, we paid 10 for these and sold them for $35. So not bad, going a 12-ounce shipping rate, I believe. So overall, a decent haul. And these have actually started selling out of nowhere. I've had them for, like I said, a little bit, and we've sold 2 pair. I think I've got another pair in here as well. So I don't know what caused it. Maybe mine just finally beat out all the tankers. We'll see. But that's where we're at. Anyway, sorry. Excuse me 1 second here, guys. All right. Whew. Weather's changing and my allergies don't like it. So we'll see how it goes here. All right. But anyway, where were we at? We were talking about something. Crosslisting, all that stuff, what we've been up to this week. I'll go ahead and show you the next one. This is just a bow release that we picked up again from a bin store. Had this forever. Finally sold it. Sold it for $25 on Mercari. Full price. Nobody even offered on it. They just bought it outright. And I think we have like $5 to $7 in this one going out. So we'll take that. I am trying to get rid of a bunch of my bin store purchases. I have a bunch that I've just been setting for a long time. So I'm just going through and reducing rates just to kind of clear it out. No particular reason. I am trying to move some inventory, gain some capital back as we get ready. I would like to get a few more big buys in this before fourth quarter, this summer clearance events and stuff like that. I want to be able to hit. So I am trying to move some of that to just gain some capital. I've been trying to save up for some bigger buys. But it's been a little rough because I keep finding too many great deals. So do you guys have that issue? I buy way too much. Like I need to like literally set a cap and just not go above that. But it's so hard to do. I find a good deal. I found some great deals on hats again this week. That's like my guilty pleasure or something, buying hats, but I just can't pass them up. So we ended up with some of those coming in. As well as a couple other deals. Actually picked up some jerseys that should be here this week. I think they're going to be here Wednesday, and those had crazy sell-through, crazy sell-through rates. So I bought a lot of those. So hopefully we're just, self-control. I need to learn self-control and not buy so much, but it's so hard. I think everybody that's in this game understands that when you find a really good deal, it's so hard to not buy it because you know there's money there. You know it's going to be profitable. But what can you do? Speaking of profitable and speaking of things that I should have bought that I didn't, I say this all the time, but this is the last. I'm not going to keep bringing it up, guys. This is the Under Armour lockdowns that we picked up from the Kohl's clearance event for less than $25 or like 22 bucks. And we are down to literally my last pair. I have one more pair after this. They have completely sold out, which is crazy. Normally, guys, even with a good sell-through shoe, you almost always end up with one or two pairs in kind of that odd size that don't sell very fast, and you just kind of get stuck with them. These weren't the case, and that makes it even worse for me to think that I left so many on the shelves when I did. But lesson learned. Do better at comping. Just miscomped on these. But anyways, we did sell this pair here. I think this is the only pair going out this weekend, but we sold 2 or 3 pair this week, and we've got 1 pair left. Luckily, it's a size 10, so it should sell pretty fast. But we are out of these. Not the craziest of margins. I think we paid, like I said, we paid less than $25, $23, $24, something like that. And we're selling it for $60, which is decent. After shipping, though, we're only getting about 15, maybe 20 bucks, if that. So we're not making our doubling our money back, which is what we like to do. But it's still great profit. And with how fast they sold, I would do it any day of the week because I'm returning, getting my money back, and it's not setting. So I'm actually, in a lot of ways, being able to turn that money and make more money with it. So definitely a great buy on these, and wish I would have bought more. Let's see, Aspen. I have them in red and have not sold a pair yet. That sucks. Definitely check your comps in your size and make sure you're not too high. But honestly, black are going to sell way faster than red. It's just a better colorway, for the most part. I shouldn't say that always, but with a kind of I don't want to say generic, but a basic basketball shoe or something like that, red is just going to be what is going to be a harder color to sell. Don't lose hope on them though, because you could have a bunch of people that got those because there were a lot of reds. I didn't buy the reds. Again, I barely bought the black ones. And it may just take a little bit of time for those tankers to wear out too. So with shoes like these, especially from the Kohl's events, they most generally have really good sell-through. That's why I shop them so heavily. And then what I do in kind of recommend, I guess, is not being afraid to wait them out. And once they do sell out of those tankers and stuff, you'll get your full price on it. You still want to be competitive, obviously, but a lot of times when they get clearance out of Kohl's, that means they're either discontinued completely or they will be soon. So you kind of have that to kind of fall back on. And with a popular pair like that, like I said, you'll get it. It's just going to take a little bit of time. But we got, like I said, this pair here going out to California. So shipping was a lot cheaper for that one as well. Next up, we got some Nike Flex controls here. These are a really cool shoe, and I was happy to get them, pick them up. It was just a unique pair. I don't remember if these were like one of the online returns or not. Probably. We paid $25 for them, and we actually sold them for $85. $75 plus shipping on these guys. And the reason for that is just to keep it under the authentication. Nobody really wants to authenticate trainers. These aren't Jordans or anything like that. So what I do with most of my shoes, especially Nikes and stuff, unless they're just again, a more collector's shoe, I try to price them at the $75 or $74.99 and then add shipping on top of that to get to whatever the market is. So even if it's a $100 pair of shoes, I'll list them at $75 with $25 shipping. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it just keeps them out of that, what's it called? The authentication, shipping. It gets to the buyer faster. They get them faster. And like I said, especially on trainers and stuff like that, nobody needs them authenticated. And if they do, they can definitely ask for it, but most people don't care. So that's where we are with these. Like I said, 25 into 75 plus shipping on these. So we will take that. So let's get into our topic of kind of what I guess our main topic was for this week. And that is, should you be afraid of returns? I was actually listening to a podcast, and if you guys aren't, I feel bad. I don't remember the name of this podcast. It's actually pretty good. Not all of them. I don't recommend just listening to all of them. A lot of them are, especially let's just say that a lot of them aren't going to be geared toward whatever you're selling. So that's not to say you can't list it. There's just a bunch of people out there that want to be experts. But these were actually really cool guys. I don't really know who they are. I do know one of them was the bearded picker, I believe, and I believe he does more, yard sale and stuff like that, which we've kind of talked about in the past. But he had a couple of guys on. One of them did retail arbitrage mostly. One of the other ones did like antiques, I think, and stuff like that. So they had a wide mix, which was really cool. And I was listening to them, and they started talking about returns. And one of the things, or a couple of the things that they mentioned that I wanted to kind of bring out, made a lot of sense to me, and kind of started me not questioning, but just started thinking about a few things. One of the things is when you say, should you be afraid of returns, or, I feel like a lot of resellers' returns are like the end of the world. And it's something that I kind of, sorry, I'm getting my thoughts confused here, mixed up where I'm going with this. One of the things that they mentioned was to figure out, obviously, you need to know what percentage your returns are of your sales. I don't know mine right off the top of my head. I should have done that before this. But to find out your percentage rating, most people have a return percentage rating, especially if you have returns off, like on eBay. Your percentage rating of returns is like 1%. Okay. And that's pretty average. If you got higher than that, you may be in a different quantity. Or if you have returns on, obviously you might have a little bit higher than that too. But for a no return seller, you shouldn't have anything over basically 1%. And even for a return seller, a lot of times you're not going to be over that percentage. Now, when you consider that 1% of your sales get returned, that doesn't sound bad. When you think of it that way, it doesn't sound bad at all. And that's the thing that they were talking about in the thing, or in the podcast, talking about how they feel like people need to not focus on that 1% of negativity. So whether you get scammed, whether you get, somebody send you back an old pair of shoes instead of the new ones that they bought, and eBay doesn't have your back, or anything like that. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, you want to detour that as much as possible. But at the end of the day, should you spend all your time, take that full day that you got scammed, or that full return day, and it just ruined your day, and you're sitting there trying to figure out how to buy it, and you spend half of your day working on that? Should you be spending that much time on something that only affects 1% of your business? And it really got me thinking, and it kind of put me in a mindset that, hey, I need to really get my priorities straight. Because when it comes to reselling, like this guy here that wants to return these shoes, do I have to? No, I don't have returns on. But at the end of the day, if he's willing to buy the other shoes, if he's willing to eat all the cost of this return, if I get the shoes back and I get them in the right size, he gets his size. Why would I not do that? Why would I sit there and worry and spend half of my day worrying about that one return that I've gotten all week? I haven't had any other returns all week. So why should I spend half a day focused on that one transaction when I've sold 150 items this week without issue? And it kind of comes down to the same thing we've talked about with reselling in general. A lot of people are afraid to sell something. I see so many posts in Facebook groups of people that are like, this buyer bought this item for me. They have zero feedback, and I'm afraid they're going to return it, whatever. I think I'm just going to cancel the order. Is that a possibility? Yes. Is it? It's always a possibility. You can have a buyer that has 500% feedback. No such thing, I know. But, has a ton of feedback, and they buy an item from you and scam you from you, okay? Should you spend that much time focused on that particular thing and focused on and be afraid of selling that item when it literally is going to be like 1% of your business? That's the percentage, that 1% chance that it's going to have. If you had a lottery and it was not a 99% chance of winning, why would you not play that lottery? Okay. So I feel like it's something that it was a huge point that really made sense to me. And it's something that I want to kind of focus on kind of this episode, and we'll talk about here in just a second. We sold some Gymshark shorts. I don't ever pull these out for you guys just because they're already sealed. These are just like a not terry, but like a sweat kind of short here. These have been picking up for me. I don't know what changed. Again, I've had these for a while now. Maybe everybody sold out. I don't know, but we've been selling a couple of these a week, so I'm super happy to see those go. Paid $3 for these and are selling them for $24. So nice quick flip there, and an easy ship with the poly mailer. But anyway, so it really got me thinking, though, once I started listening to them and talking about, all this stuff. Should you spend, how much time should you spend, on each part of your business? And is returns are returns really that big of a deal? And it also got me thinking, because I've mentioned this to you guys before. We've talked about returns before. We've talked about how, should you offer them? Is it a disadvantage? Is it as bad as everybody says? And all that. Another pair of these green terry shirts. We already shipped some of these from the Nike, 10 to 35 on these as well, just different size. So I've mentioned in the past as far as returns, and guys, I would love your guys' opinions in the comments. So please feel free to let me know in the comment box below or in the chat right now. Let me know your opinions on these. This is my opinion, and I would love to hear your guys's. Because I'm going to be honest with you, if most of you guys in here from bread and butter, most of us don't run returns. We feel like, we've just it's kind of been a going thing with the group, which is fine. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Everybody's going to have their own opinion, and it is going to vary by what you sell, completely by what you sell. Obviously, if you're selling electronics, you really don't want to offer returns, because that's just setting yourself up. Yes, you're going to have some people that scam you and do that and say it's not as described or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's probably not the best option, in my opinion. But other categories it may be. And the thing is, you have to realize that, yes, returns mean you might be out a little bit of money. Personally, I'm looking at opening up returns with buyer pay shipping back. Okay. The only one that I'm not real hyped about is shoes, because shipping costs so much on shoes already. So, most of these pairs of shoes, I'm paying $10, $8 to $10 to ship them. Obviously, I don't want to eat $8 to $10 on every return I get on shoes. So it may not be that category, but in hats and stuff like that, it's a $5, $6 ship. If they pay the shipping back to me, I'm only out $5 or $6. Is that going to set me up to get more people to buy from me? What is that offset? And it's something I'll probably go into test. Now, I don't know for sure when, and I've got a lot of other big projects going on right now. But it is something I want to test, because I do feel like there are some times that I'm probably missing out on some sales because people aren't sure about the item. They want to try it and get it and see if they like it. As far as, again, hat, they want to see if the style is exactly what the photo is and stuff like that. And they may not buy from me just because, hey, I can go buy it from somebody else and, have the possibility, if I don't like it, return it. And we'll talk about that in just a second. VO5 hair conditioner. This is the conditioner version of it. Just one bottle going out, 50 cents into $10. Unfortunately, the shipping on these is like $6 or $7, something like that. So not a ton of profit, but we are getting rid of it, and the shampoo's moving on me. Here I talked all the time about how I'm not taking that shampoo with me when I move, because I have so many cases of it. I might be taking them with me, because honestly, they're moving so fast now. I'm selling a couple of bottles a week for sure, if not more. And I don't know. Can't make up my mind. Next up on the sold list, we got this Adidas hat here. This is a snapback mesh back, just a classic kind of Adidas Originals hat. Sold that one. Oh, I don't have a mark. Oh yeah, I do. Paid $11 for it. Sold it for $35 over on Amazon. Adidas hats and stuff like that have been flying for me over on Amazon. So that kind of falls into the same category. Obviously on Amazon, you can't turn returns off, okay? And I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't get returns on hats over there, but I will tell you that it's maybe 1 out of every 50 hats that I sell, okay? So that's like a 2% return rate. Again, it's Amazon. Everybody knows they can return on Amazon. So the thing with that is, though, is I sell, like this weekend, I've sold probably 15 hats alone on Amazon. So obviously Amazon has a wider reach. They have a lot more clients and stuff like that, people that shop with them. But one of the reasons a lot of people shop with Amazon is they know they can return anything for any reason. If they don't like it, they can return it. And I feel like that may be some of that business that I'm missing out on Amazon. Now, again, or on eBay, excuse me. Now, guys, I know you're not all going to agree with me. So let me know your comments. Let me know what you're thinking with this and what your reason for not doing it. Even if you're not doing it, let me know what you think. Another Adidas hat. Like I said, guys, we sold a bunch of these. Same styles going out. Again, 11 into 35 on these. But like I said, Amazon gets a lot higher volume of customers, not just because of the free shipping. Obviously, they have Prime. They have a lot of draws that bring customers in there. It's easy to shop, all that good stuff. But what I feel like is that I may be missing out on a market on eBay by not offering returns. Now, obviously, I look for returns when I purchase stuff, not necessarily certain products. Again, if I'm buying a hat, I probably ain't looking to return it. So I'm probably not going to cover it or look for that. but I look to see if a buyer or a seller offer returns. If I'm buying on eBay, if I'm buying on a website or anything like that, I don't have to have free returns on most of the things I buy. I'm just looking to see if I have that option. How many items do I return if I don't count Amazon? Very few. Hey, Bobby, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining in today. If you got any opinions on this, which I'm sure you do, man, because you do shoes, let me know what you think. But like I said, I forgot where I was going with that. I got confused. Anyway, so with offering, like, I look for that, and I know that there are some things that I don't buy from a certain website. Even if it's $1 or $2 cheaper, I won't buy because I don't know for sure. The amount of times I actually return something to a store besides Amazon is a little bit different, but is very, very, very limited. I mean, very few times I actually return something. So I feel like I buy a lot more from sellers that offer returns just because I get the peace of mind of knowing that it's going to happen. One of the other things that they talked about in this podcast, though, is if you do decide to offer returns, how do you set it up? What do you offer? Do you offer free? Do you offer charge shipping? Do you offer 15-day? Do you offer 45-day? And there's some interesting topics they brought up that I thought was really cool and I never thought of in that, and we'll cover that in just a second. First Mercari sale going out today is this Phoenix Suns Mitchell & Ness snapback. So this one I bought a long time ago at Marshall's. I paid like $15, I think, for these, which is way too much. It is a really cool style, but Mitchell & Ness just sell a lot slower. Honestly, I think they sell probably the slowest out of all the brands that I buy. But it is what it is. We sold it for $40, though. It took an offer. I had it listed way too high, and somebody offered me $40 on Mercari for it. So they paid probably $50 or more. I do offer free shipping for them, so they probably pay about $45, $50 for it. But really neat hat going out, and like I said, finally got it out of here. 15 into 40 is still a great profit margin, but just took forever to sell. Honestly, probably took almost 2 years, so definitely not one I'd pick up again, unless it was for a cheaper price, for sure. So, like I said, returns are not going to be for everybody, and honestly, I'm not even offering them now. So this is just something that I've been running through my head and trying to see if it would work out and if it makes sense to me to do it. I'm going to try it at some point, because I just feel like I may be missing out on an opportunity. I want to test it out. It may not be, and I may switch it back. But we're going to probably give it a shot just to see if we can capitalize on a few more purchases for that. Now, the other thing that came up was, how should you offer, 15-day return? Okay, you're going to offer returns, but you only want to offer the return if the customer really wants to return it. And one of the things that they brought up, and I think is a very valid point, is the fact that the longer your return period is, the more likely a customer is to forget. And that sounds dumb because you think, oh, they might remember it later on. But if a customer knows they only have 14 days, they're probably going to decide whether they want that item right when they get it. So when they open the package, they're going to be like, hey, do I want these shoes? Nah, I don't think so, and return them. If you have like a 30, 45, 60-day return policy, when they open their shoes, they're more likely going to be like, do I want to return them? I don't know. I've got 45 days. I'll give them a shot and see if I really like them or if I can find another style that I like better, okay? This is just shoes. And again, like I said, I don't know if I would offer returns on shoes just because of shipping costs. But, it just as an example. So, they wait the 45 days. They don't find anything better. They keep them. They wait, they put them in their closet, decide to keep a look around and forget about it, and they don't return it. But they have a less likely chance of returning it because they think they have longer on the time. So it's something to consider if you do offer returns, which again, I would love to know if you guys do. Let me know in the comments. Do you offer returns? Do you not? Do you offer free, buyer paid? And what's your opinion on it? I would love to know in the comments or in the chat. Greatly appreciate all that interaction. But even as a shopper, even if you don't sell, what do you prefer? What do you want to see when you buy from somebody, especially if you shop on eBay or one of these other places? Nike downshifters, you guys kind of seen those, all black. We've been selling these, again, 25 into 60 all day long. Great colorway. You can't go wrong with all black running shoes. And these are moving for me pretty good. We are getting those shipped out to Mississippi. Now I'm going to be polying these. I actually have shipped these. These are those sealable Nike boxes. And I have shipped a few like that just because I didn't have polys the right size. I'm not going to be doing that today. We're going to just poly it just to make sure it gets there safe and sound. When I say safe and sound, basically I don't want anybody seeing that they're Nikes and steal them. That's kind of what I was thinking more than obviously it's not protecting it. Anyway, but like going back to the returns thing, You know, what do you guys like to see when you're shopping? Again, that longer return period may lead to the buyer returning it later on down the road. But one of the nice things about eBay is obviously you could stipulate that it needs to be new in box, and make sure that, and you can verify that. With a return, you know, you can verify if you accept returns and it's not an item not as described, you can verify the conditions before you submit the refund, or you could charge a restocking fee or whatever you need to do for that return. And hopefully it helps out. Now, guys, I know some accounts don't have restocking fee options, some do. All that, I'm not going to really get into that a whole bunch because I don't know the specifics on it. But it's just something to consider. And like I said, we're going to be considering it for the business, just because I do feel like I'm, you know, maybe an opportunity to make a little bit more in sales. Next up, we're just going to go along with the shoes here since we got them. We sold some Cole Haans. Going out, these are size 13s. I actually picked up 5 pair of size 13s. For some reason, size 13s are selling really well for me. It seems to be one of my more popular sizes, so I'm not shying away from them. And this style, for some reason, every single store I went to when I cleaned up on some of the clearance, this has been several months ago, they all had just size 13 in the style left. So I don't know if they just ordered too many, or there weren't anybody in my city that wore size 13s. But like I said, we ended up with at least four pairs. I think we ended up with 5 pairs of these though. These are just a classic slip-on. I can't stand the style, but some people do. Again, just more of a, I guess, I don't know what you call it. Hey, look at that. My Kohl's receipt. Good thing I didn't ship that out. See the customer, I can just imagine the customer opening up and seeing that I bought a 20, 30 pairs of shoes. They might get an idea out of that. Anyway, but yeah, this style, like I said, they're not moving super, super fast. I mean, let's put it this way, for this style of shoe, they are moving fast. But Cole Haan normally move a little bit quicker than these, but we'll take it for sure. Bobby said, I currently don't do returns, but have considered doing it in the future. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I said, I mean, obviously you guys heard me ramble about it for the past 5 minutes, but yeah, I'm the same way. I'm heavily considering it. Just to offer it. Now, obviously, the one time I don't think I would want to offer returns is fourth quarter, and that's what we're going into. So hopefully, we don't. I don't know if we'll try it out before then or give it a shot for just a month and see what our sales look like. Maybe a good idea to start now. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but definitely something I'm considering. I feel like I'm not worried about my items coming back. I feel like I'm in a good spot to where the items that I buy sell. So I'm not really worried about, you know, oh, I got to wait another 6 months to sell the item. I could see that being an issue. And if you sell one-offs and, you know, really rare items and stuff like that that don't sell often, I could see that being a concern too. But for me, I feel like I'm getting a lot better at getting higher sell-through items. And the stuff that sells tend to resell. I've taken returns on eBay and Amazon before, especially Amazon, obviously you have to. So I've taken them before, and I know that, you know, it's a possibility, you know, that most of the time, if it's sold once, it's going to sell again. So you don't have that worry as much with what I sell, and some people may have that. So that is something to consider. Got lots of comments. Let me catch up. Thank you guys. Rant said, I sell a mix of used and new now, except buyer paid on used. Not very frequent, and any loss in shipping is still a write-off. So well, that's a very good point. So, you know, a lot of people consider, you know, obviously, oh, I lose money, which obviously you don't want to lose money. That's not good for a business. But you can, with that being a return or whatever, you can write it off as a loss, and you don't end up paying taxes on it. So, you know, obviously it's not free. Everybody thinks tax write-off means you get it for free. That's not the case, but it does mean you pay less in tax at the end of the year. So it does save you money in some way. Mr. Jack here says, eBay makes you take it back anyway. I don't worry about returns, knock on wood. I feel you. As soon as I say it's not an issue, I'm going to get like 5, I know. But you are right. That's the thing I think a lot of people fail to understand too, especially newer sellers and stuff. They think because you turn returns off, you're not going to get returns. And let's be honest, guys. You know how many people utilize the item not as described, okay? And they do that because it doesn't give them any other option. If they're going to return it, they don't see any other option to return it. So I say it's not as described, even if it was. And eBay very, very rarely sides with the seller on these anymore. Unless you just have like explicit proof and, you know, serial numbers and all this crap, you're not going to win those. You have to eat it anyway. So at the end of the day, there's a good chance that a lot of those buyers that return, as item not as described, would possibly just have returned it through the regular process had it been an option when they go to do it. And you could have saved yourself on the shipping cost and possibly a restocking fee, depending on what they send you back or whatever happens there. Again, depending on your account. So definitely something to consider. And like I said, guys, this is not, I'm not out here telling you what to do. This is me just literally talking to you guys about what I'm thinking in my business and trying to get an idea of, because I feel like it's going to be something that may be able to help out. We'll see how it goes, and you'll obviously get to hear all my rants or raves about it through the live streams throughout the rest of the time that we're doing these. We are episode 21, guys. That's 21 weeks, and actually more than that because obviously I've skipped a few weeks. So definitely thank you guys for all you that have stuck around. We're at 249 subscribers. 249. So we were one away from 250. We are going to do a giveaway. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. If you guys have suggestions, I know what I'm going to give away, so I kind of have an idea on there. But I would love to hear what you guys have an opinion on as far as what you would want to see, how to do the giveaway. Okay, I want to grow the channel. I don't want to be a paywall, obviously. 251, 250, 251. I hope you're subscribing, man. Appreciate it. Hate the picture part. Yeah. So what I'm wanting to do though is I obviously want to grow the channel. I want to grow the Instagram and I want to grow the Facebook. Now you may be saying, hey, you've been talking about this Facebook. It's not up. It's not up, but it will be this week, guys. I got my Facebook page set up for the website, which is the next topic that we're going to talk about. And it didn't take me near as long, and I will be getting it done for this time. So I would like to grow those, and I don't know if I should consider adding the giveaway or putting the giveaway into those. I don't necessarily want to do that. Obviously, not everybody on here is on social media, so I still want to give everybody a fair chance and opportunity at it. And we'll be doing more of these, obviously, as it goes. So maybe we'll do a giveaway on both places. I don't know. We're got to figure that out. Hopefully by next week I'll have an idea of what we're going to do with that. But if you guys have suggestions on ways to grow the channel, ways to offer you guys ways to share whatever, and then have more entries, whatever you think on that, let me know. I would appreciate it, and we will be doing that here shortly as soon as we hit that wall or hit that goal, and then obviously figure everything out. I don't remember what I paid for these guys. I apologize. Let me see if I can find them real quick on my sold list. There we go. I think we paid $25 for these and sold them for $64.99. No, actually, no, the Kohans were only about 21, I think. So 21 into 65. Not a bad day. All right, next up, we're just going to keep moving with the shoes so I can get them out of my way here. We've got a giant, this box is beat to pieces. Let's see. Oh, no, these are the size 10 New Balances. You guys see me sell these every weekend. The size, standard sizes are selling now, which is really nice. I was afraid only the wides sold really well on eBay, but we are actually moving the standard size. I think it just took a minute for the listing to kind of get hot. I do all my listings with variation listings, so basically as soon as I get two sales on them, they tend to rank pretty high in the search results. Kind of a trick that I've learned and seems to work really well. So if you get a high quantity, or not even just a high quantity, but a few of one style, I'd recommend listing them as a variation. The only downside to listing as variation is you cannot send offers on those listings, which is kind of a little bit of a bummer. So keep that in mind, because just they don't allow it with the variation. I don't know why, but keep that in mind. You cannot send offers, but otherwise it helps get your listings hot, and they tend to sell faster, for me at least, with the variation. But like I said, these are these are the 4Es. I think the other pairs, yeah, the other two pairs are the D size, so standard size width, and they are starting to move. All right, let's see if I can get these bagged up. I need some polys. Apparently, wait, what's going on here? Oh, my poly's messed up. As you can see, I'm using these giant polys. I thought there was a size in between this one and this one, and maybe I'm just stupid and I'm not seeing them on the listings, but as you guys can see, I guess it's not that big of a difference. That's crazy. So anyway, these larger shoes boxes like these ones here are not fitting in these smaller ones, excuse me, the smaller ones, and it's kind of annoying me. I'm trying to find one that is just a little bit bigger, but I guess the next one would be that size. They're just not They seem too big. I don't know. This box is beat to crap, so we're gonna ship it in a poly. You guys have noticed that I'm obviously shipping almost all my shoes in polys now. Basically, if it's under $100, I'm shipping it in a poly to try to save on some shipping costs. Shipping rates did go up, unfortunately, this past week, and basically any pair of shoes I ship are between $9 and $10, unless they're close. But most of them are, like I said, if I get lucky, they're $8, but most of them are $9 and $10 with the new shipping increase. So I am trying to save some money. Obviously, boxes are about 75 cents a piece, and I don't want to have to keep paying that. So we are cheating a little bit and dropping shipping them in polys. I haven't had any issues with it, and honestly, most people aren't going to care, and especially with boxes that are this damaged. Most of the time, they're going to think they got damaged in shipping anyways, and it may not be as big of a deal as the fact that I sent it that way. So that's just my thinking. These ones here, picked them up for 25 or less than $25. I bought them through a variety of times. Some of them were 25, some were 22, and I actually got a few of them for like $15. So I just averaged it out at 25 bucks into 70, which is a great deal on those New Balances, and they sell so well. All right, what should we ship next? Let's grab a couple more hats. I'm trying to mix it up. This is kind of cool. I actually like this setup. It's allowing me to talk a lot more freely. We are moving through the orders, so I might be done a little bit earlier this time. But we didn't have as many orders this week either, so that is what it is. Another Adidas Originals hat here. This is what, the third one I think we shipped out, so third or fourth one. And they just keep selling. Like I said, shout out to Recon. Thank you, buddy, for that. I really appreciate it. We try to help each other out when we can. There's some stuff that I sell that he doesn't, and some stuff he sells that I don't, and so we try to help each other out with that. And I do appreciate it. That's one of the great things about a community, and something that I really like over in Bread and Butter. And honestly, guys, I haven't really had a bunch of Bread and Butter call outs, and I haven't been telling you where I'm getting half this stuff. Sorry, here I am thinking I'm doing better, and I'm not. 11 into 35 on that one. Jack said, nobody at the post office says anything about your corners on your polys being loose. No, they don't say anything. And honestly, if they do say something, man, just ask them what they do with their Amazon, because every single Amazon comes in a poly. My post office says I have to tape them down so they don't get caught in anything. No. So I've been told that. I used to drop off at a local shipping place that accepted like FedEx, UPS, all of them. I used to drop off a little bit because they were literally 2 doors down from where I was living at the time. And they used to tell me the same thing. And like the lady got mad at me because I wouldn't listen to her. And I finally, that's what I told her later. I said, ma'am, I get every single day Amazon packages coming in polys, straight up polys, no issues with the corners. And they don't have any issues. Like that, obviously Amazon ships millions of packages a day, and they don't have any issues with it. UPS isn't gonna charge. And that's what she kept telling me, is like, oh, they're gonna start charging you because your polys aren't. I'm like, if they start charging me, that's one thing, but they're not. It just sounds like your post office wants to complain. I mean, I could see it getting caught, or something like that every now and then, because they probably are sending them through the box sorting station instead of like your envelopes and stuff like this. But it sounds like they're just being a pain. I've never had my post office. I have a great relationship with my post office. I talk with the supervisors and stuff over there all the time. Never have any issues with them. And I tell them all the time, if there's something that I'm doing that I need to change or that I can help make it better for you guys, let me know. I tell them literally almost every time I see them that, because I want to keep that relationship good. Never had any issues with it. So it sounds like your post office is just kind of being a little bit of a pain. Oh my god, dude, the old bag that used to run it would throw my packages. Oh yeah, but let's be honest, your packages are going to see way worse in the line than they do even at the counter. It is what it is. It's just how it's handled. And I'll be honest with you guys, okay, you guys know me. I'm always, what do you call it? I try to see the side from other perspective, okay? I'm a businessman. I've been in retail retail management for a long time. I see the other side that a lot of people don't see. And so I think that way. That's how I think. Drives some people crazy, drives my wife crazy, because it always comes across as me defending the other guy. But when you're dealing with literally thousands of packages an hour, I get why they throw them. They can't be gentle with everything if they're going to move it. You would have 2-3 days added to your shipping time if that was the case. So it's our job to pack it better and make sure it survives there, in my opinion. But again, that's just my opinion. But I mean, obviously, you don't want them doing it out of anger and stuff like that. That's ridiculous. That's just unprofessional. I'm like, hey, please don't do that. And she would look at me and toss it in the basket. I pack well, just at least wait till I freaking leave. Yeah, you got a point there, man. No, it sounds like you got a bad post office, man. Unfortunately, I hear a lot of stories like that. I've never had issues of mine, and I'm not blaming this on you, okay? I'm not blaming this on anybody, but there are some resellers that go in there that deal with a lot of packages that are Karens, that are terrible to those people and give us a bad name. I'll be honest with you. I go in, I don't ask them to come get my packages, out of my car. I don't even do that anything. I ask them, hey, what's the easiest way for you guys for me to get these packages to you? What's this? What's that? Work with them and they'll respect that. Even if your post office lady is like that right now, I can't guarantee, obviously, there's some people that are just out there to, be a pain. But treat her the same way. Just try to, give her that kindness, whatever. Show you're different than maybe other resellers in the past. And who knows, it may get better for you. Like I said, I've never had issues. I've had some grouchy some post office people. I'll be honest, my post office right now, there's the attendants that are at the front desk. Half the time they are terrible grouches. But they still respect me and they don't give me that attitude. I mean, they're not going to happy and everything to see me, but they're going to, they know what I do. And I always try to make it better for them. And I've not had any issues with them either, even though I've seen a lot of other people that have. So it's the same way with building relationships and anything in a business. You build those relationships the best you can, even if they're not the greatest to you. Just try to return it with kindness, so to speak. And 95% of the time, it works out better for you. At least in my opinion, it has. And obviously, like I said, you're not going to please everybody. Tommy Hilfiger wallet. I don't recommend buying these, guys. I bought these at a Marshall's clearance event. They were yellow tagged, $10, and we did sell it for $25. But this was last year, and like I said, it took forever to sell. I actually still have like 2 or 3 of them in the tote. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but we still got a few of these left. So not worth picking up, but we are moving them, trying to get them out of here. She's gone now. She was all pissed because she was about to retire. Yep, in some easy job sitting in her butt. They made her come run the little town post office till her retirement day. Gotcha. Yeah, I get that. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not bragging, okay? I have a very good work ethic. I am one of those people that I don't know. I treat my employers. I always try to treat my employers the way that I would want them to treat me. Not just because of the golden rule or anything, but like just in general, I found it always worked for me. And the last 2 days of my job, the last 2 weeks of my job when I worked for Hobby Lobby, I did my very best, and I got accommodation from my district manager. He was in the day before I left. I think the second day before I left, was in there doing a walk, and I just kept going with it as I was doing it. I was trying to make sure that I'm still committed to the job, even though I'm leaving. I'm out in 2 days. I want to make sure that I did that, and they were super grateful for it. And honestly, it's probably the only reason that I could literally walk in and get my job back right now. If they had the position open, or even if they had another store, whatever, I could get my job back with my district managers because of how I did that. Not bragging on myself. The reason why I'm saying this is the last 2 days were the hardest things in my life to actually care about what I was doing. And it was serious. I wanted to just sit down and do nothing. Like I had no motivation to do anything. No matter what I did, it didn't matter. Like it wasn't going to matter to me, and it wasn't going to matter to my job or anything like that. It was so hard to keep going. And I feel that, especially in retirement, if you've worked 30 years, for a company or something, 25, 30 years, I can see it being a huge issue. Guys, I am showing that my video is lagging. If you can let me know in the comment box if it's actually lagging or if it's just my thing. I'm not sure what's going on here. So hopefully it gets a little bit better here. We shall see. It's not starting to. Let's see what I got going on here. Let me close out of a few things. Sorry, guys. Let's get caught up on the comments here. Dama's video said, love that, brother. Appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're going to close out some stuff and try to get our stream back to quit lagging here. Bear with me, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. I think my internet's going out. Let's see here. We're just going to try to power through it, guys. Let me know if it gets too bad in the comment box below. All right. Looks like we're back up. So next up, we've got the It lagged during your story. Dang, bit laggy. Yeah, it's choppy. All right. Well, let's see. I don't know what else I could do here. Typical. I think that's my internet. I don't think there's a whole lot I can do with it. Let's see. Services. Bear with me, guys. I do apologize. I haven't had any issues recently. No, it is my computer. Okay. It is my computer. I think it's getting a little too hot. All right. We should be back. Let's see here. I'm not showing lagging now. Okay. I think we're back, guys. Let me know if we're not. Thank you guys for letting me know. My old boss wants me back, but I'm starting my own shop. Yep. There you go. That's my boss. I hated leaving my boss, honestly. Super cool guy. I've worked retail a long time. I've had some good district managers. I've had some bad district managers. And we're back to lagging again. Well. Here's what we're going to do. Let's see if I can close out some processes here, guys. So my CPU is good. Ethernet usage is good. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's close out. Make sure we've got these other things. Quit Discord. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. I don't know what I've got going on that's causing these issues. All right. Let's see if we are back now, guys. Let me know. Do apologize. Of course, we're going to run into some technical difficulties. What's up, Gary? Thank you for joining. Hopefully you can see this. Let's see, is my stream going? All right, looks like it might be. Maybe. Are we back? Are we back? Let me know, guys, if you can hear this. We're going to keep going here as if it's working and just hope for the best. I don't know if we're going to get lucky enough for it to actually start back or not. Okay, so we've got the size 15s here going out, and we are going to be getting these out here if my stream cooperates. It is not going to cooperate, guys. All right. Well, let's see. I'm not sure what else we can do, guys. I think we're just going to have to do for us to see longer television. You guys are awesome. Here we got 11 people in this stream, but I can't even get the stream going. Oh, man. Love it. Power usage is very high, it says. So I think I'm just overheating. I really don't know what else I can do with this. Still choppy and lagging a lot. Yeah, I know, Pete. We're working on it here. Let's see. All right, guys. All right, we are back here, guys. Let's see if this is working. If any of you guys are still here. Looks like we're not going, maybe. Oh, maybe. Let's see here. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Make sure everything's good up and operating. If it's still lagging, just let me know. We might have to call it for now. I think we're having some PC difficulties here, so just let me know. Again, if it's lagging, we'll call it for now. If you guys can hear this, thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to have to figure out what's going on with this and try to get a fix set up here real soon. But I don't know what else I can work on. Obviously, you guys can't see me. I'm over here. Let me know in the chat if you guys are hearing me right now. We'll give it one more shot, but we may have to call it. I'm not sure what's going on here. All right. So it seems to be pretty steady. We're going to give it a go. If you guys can hear me or see me on the stream, Let me know in the chat. There we go. Seems good. All right, we'll give it one more shot. If it starts lagging out, guys, we're gonna give up on it. Hopefully, if you guys hear wind noise or anything like that, just let me know. I think my PC is overheating. I think that's what it is. So we've got a fan on it and some other stuff. So hopefully that helps. We're gonna give it another shot. Thank you guys for those of you that stuck around. I do appreciate it. I think we are good to go. We're gonna just have to go and hope for the best. All right. Anyway, we've got these big boy. I don't know how much of you guys actually caught of the last bit. If I was in the middle of a story or something when it cut out, let me know and I'll try to finish that. Let's see. We got awesome. I appreciate all the comments there, Gary, as well as Pete and Jack. Thank you. Seems like we're good to go. I think I was just, yeah. I think my PC is just it. Let's be honest, guys. My PC is probably 10 years old by now, and I'm still streaming on it. So it's one I built personally when I graduated high school. So it probably needs some upgrades or something, or just a cleaning out. But anyway, let's move on. We got these size 15 New Balances. These things are giant. I actually bought 2 pairs of these. Normally, I wouldn't buy a size 15 shoe. However, I do know they are hard to come by in these particular styles, and they've always done well for me. So I still pick them up. We only paid, I think, $20 for these and sold them for the $70. Also, these are the D standard widths, not the extra wides. So they glad to see those are actually starting to move, and hopefully we can sell that other pair pretty quick as well. I don't remember where I was talking or what we were at, but thank you guys again. For most of you guys are already back. I do appreciate that. We got lots of viewers today, so thank you. What topics were we talking about, guys? I got really distracted. Also left my dog outside, so I'm gonna have to go let him in just a second. Oh, anyway. I tell you what, guys, if there is ever a day we're going to get a live stream off without having any issues, it'll be a miracle. It's just what it is. You hop on Skype Live. Let's go, back and ready. I don't know what you mean by Skype Live, but that's not what I use. I use vMix and stream through that. Let's get this one popped up here. We're going to package this one real fast, guys, and then I do have to run outside and run to the door and let my dog in. So bear with me. Oh, this is a nasty package. I made that one really bad. This one I am going to take down because I just messed that up really bad. Anyway, so we're going to talk to you guys as I go here as I get into my next topic. What was my next topic? What were we talking about? Oh, one of the things, this kind of goes back to our main topic as far as, reselling in general, or, as far as being afraid of selling and stuff like that. One thing that people need to understand, and I think we've discussed this a little bit. I apologize if I've already mentioned it before, but you have to look at this as a business. This is a business. Reselling is a business. So when you look at it as like that, a lot of people, again, this kind of goes back into that 1%, focusing on the negative 1% of your business or whatever it is. You have to wonder and consider, cost of doing business. Okay. Yes, we would love to just sell everything and never have to worry about it and not have any other issues. But at the end of the day, it's not always going to be the case. You're not always going to be able to just sell an item and completely forget about it. It's part of doing business. You do have issues. You ship the wrong item sometimes. You might ship a damaged item. It might get damaged in shipping. Whatever the case is, it's a business at the end of the day, and you have to consider it as that. I'm going to run out real fast, guys. I'm going to leave you on the microphone. Hopefully it stays connected here as I go let my dog in, because it is extremely hot outside right now. It's actually like 105, I think, today. So let me let him in real fast. And we'll be good to go. All right. So when looking at the business when looking at your thing as a business, like I said, you have to consider the cost of goods and all of that, or the cost of doing business, excuse me, and really weigh it out and make sure. You need to know those numbers too. So whenever you're selling an item or whenever you're running a business, if you don't know your numbers, you're not going to be able to make smart decisions. It doesn't mean you're losing money. Just because you don't know if you're making money doesn't mean you're losing money. But you can't make the decisions based off it if you don't know those costs. And again, if you don't know your return rate, if you don't know what that is. Again, I admitted to you guys I don't know my return rate right now. I do know it's lower than 1%. But knowing those numbers, you have to know them to make sure that you're making the right corrections. What are you doing for labels now? Printing them right off of eBay or Pirate Ship right now. That's what we're working with. So just back to the usual for right this minute until we get some other things sorted out. We sold this Ed Hardy hat, and I can't remember if I sold this on eBay or Mercari. I think I might have sold this on Mercari. I think I accepted an offer on this one as well. We paid $14 for this from Burlington on clearance, and it did sell for $40. This is a really old item too. I had 2 of these, and this is my last one. They've sold all within the past year or so, but don't recommend paying that high for them. If you can get them for a couple bucks, they're not bad. And they do sell for high dollar. Like, so $40 for a hat like this or an Adidas hat or whatever is pretty good. But they just don't sell super fast. Did sell on Mercari though, so super nice to have that. No fees or anything like that on there. That's a whole nother topic. I want to dig into that, but we're not going to today. We're going to talk about the Mercari fee thing because it keeps popping up in a bunch of feeds and a bunch of different podcasts and videos and stuff like that, and I do want to discuss it because we discuss everything reselling here, and it's a good topic. Anyway, like I said, doing those, you need to learn and kind of do that. One of the things that I recommend too is obviously keeping files for your taxes and doing those monthly. See how much inventory you're buying in a month. If you're like me, you buy just sporadically when you see the deals, you may not have a running tally for that month. I recommend I have QuickBooks. You don't have to necessarily use QuickBooks. It is expensive, but it's so convenient, and that's why I use it. But definitely having some way of keeping track of your records to see how much you're buying, putting out in inventory versus how much you're getting back, kind of tracking your cost of goods. My cost of goods, I still do cash in, cash out accounting. So I don't have like just a specific dollar amount for my cost of goods. But I have it kind of written out, and every month I go through all my SKUs that I sold, and in each SKU is my cost of goods now. So I can kind of calculate, and I do a rough thing. I'm not sitting there adding in the change or anything. I round up to the nearest dollar. A lot of times I'm actually rounding up a couple bucks because I'm just considering the fact that I want to keep investing into cost of goods. So I'm trying to see how much I'm getting back and tracking each month how much I'm spending on inventory and how much I'm getting back to spend on inventory as far as that percentage of cost of goods coming back, if that makes sense. So for instance, these ones here, these are those shampoos. I didn't show you guys, but the VO5 shampoos that we have, we're down to like 8 boxes of this. So coming up to the end of it. Oh, this is UPS too. Paid $1 for those, sold them for $8.16 or something like that. My cost of goods for those is 50 cents a bottle. So I have $1 in cost of goods. So I'm going to take that dollar and add it up to all the others, whatever my costs were for the month, and that amount shouldn't be more, or I don't want it to be more right now as what I'm spending. That way I'm not just blowing all my budget on it. Now, I recommend reinvesting in your business. You have to continue to grow it. So I don't have a particular percentage. I don't. But you want to always invest more. So basically, if I had to right now, I would want to spend 20% more in cost of goods than what I'm getting back. If I sell $10,000 worth of product that I paid for the product, I want to be able to spend $12,000 to buy more product to continue to grow the business. I don't know why I got off on that tangent, but knowing those numbers is very important because obviously if you only sold $5,000 worth of product, $5,000 what you spend on product, and you're spending $10,000 in product on the month or the year, however you want to figure it out, yeah, that's fine to do every now and then, but you don't want to keep that going because you obviously you're going to overextend yourself. Again, it doesn't have to be month by month because obviously you're going to spend more in the summer than you are during fourth quarter, but you're going to make more in fourth quarter. So you almost need to take it at a year-to-year basis, but just something to consider is knowing those numbers. Let's see. I don't even know. Did I show you guys what this was? I don't even know. I apologize if I didn't. Whatever it was, we paid $6. Oh, this is a Kimes Ranch hat. We've been selling them. I don't know if I've got another one in here or not, but we've been selling them. I've showed them to you guys before. $6 into 30 for those all day long, and I am out of those. Or no, I'm sorry, I'm down to 2. I sold the 2, and then they canceled the little order, so I do have 2 more in stock, but I am almost out of that particular one, which is super cool. We're going to keep moving, guys. I'm noticing my temperatures are rising, so we're going to try to move through this as quickly as possible. you guys have any questions, comments, anything you guys have been dealing with in reselling or anything we've talked about, let me know. Appreciate that. Appreciate all your guys' comments so far, even through all the difficulties. Hopefully this video, when it goes up live, doesn't include all that blank space. I'm really hoping it doesn't. If it does, I do apologize. You guys can skip it. It's about at least 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes worth there. But definitely can skip through that. If you're watching this, obviously you've already made it through. Anyway, all right, we're gonna move back to reselling because I'm making a fool of myself. Another pair of those New Balance shoes that we sold. Again, these are the D-width size 9s. Sold them for $70, full retail price, as I like to say. And we only paid $25 for these ones max. Most of the time it's way less. All right, let's see if I can get it in this poly. This is what I'm talking about. These polys are just a little too tight. Some of them don't like to fit if you get that odd size box. Oh, anyway, let's see. We talked about Macari starting to make some sales over there. Just super nice. I don't really know what's changed. I haven't listed a ton over there because most of my stuff was already over there. But we are doing that. We did do, I told you guys I was going to give you an update on the website. So we've talked about this in the past. I'm creating a website for my business, basically just for the hats and sporting goods apparel, maybe some shoes. I don't know exactly yet, but for sure hats, that's the main focus. The reason for doing that, I'm not going to cover it in detail, but I have a lot of stuff that is hard to find now. It's old, dead stock type items. So there's a lot of buyers out there that would buy it, and some of them don't. Collectors and stuff like that don't necessarily shop on what's it called? Yeah, that place, eBay. They may not shop on eBay. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to be trying to get my name out there. I'm going to be sharing that with you guys so you guys can go over and check out the website. Not asking you to buy or anything like that, but just to show you guys what we're working on. And hopefully, if everything goes right, fingers crossed, maybe this weekend might be the release. I'm not 100% positive. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, there's an Instagram link down below, as well as Facebook will be in there shortly. I will be creating that account very soon, and it'll be the same stuff on either one. So you can follow me on either one. But it will be able to share a lot, and we'll be sharing the launch of that website over there. And like I said, it's going to be just for hats. Now, unfortunately, I didn't sell any hats really that would be what will be on the website. But a lot of our sporting goods are 5950s, New Eras, Mitchell & Ness, 47 brand, mostly sports stuff. But we will get some of these types hats over there eventually. Right now, I'm just focusing on the sports stuff. Again, the reason why we're doing that is to offer another avenue of revenue for us. Hopefully we can build that up and get some clientele that don't even shop on eBay or Amazon, but are interested in the product, and hopefully get some repeat business going there. So that's the goal with it. And like I said, we've been working on that. That's what we worked on last week. This is another one of those hats I just told you. I wasn't sure if I had another one. So here is that one. Like I said, we sold out of these 6 into 30 for this particular style. Anyway, so that's what our goal is with that. Now, we've been working on that this week. I've gotten most of the product worked over there, and now this week my goal is to get it all finalized, make sure there's not too much information in there. Like, obviously, I don't want people to go check out my store for more hats. They're already in my store, so I don't need them doing that. But there was some fine-tuning I do that with that, as well as getting some organization and stuff over there also. Now, guys, I'm going to give you a little bit of heads up. I am going to offer the link out to you guys before we actually officially launch, because I would love your guys' opinions on it. So if you don't mind, like I said, I don't know if I will be able to do anything on YouTube until next episode, next week, if it launches before then. But I would love for you guys to follow me over there on Facebook or Instagram. And like I said, we'll give you guys a heads up, and you guys can let me know what you think of the website. Shop around it. Just look through it. Let me know what needs changed. If there's something that's hard to navigate or anything like that, let me know. I'd appreciate that. And just, not that you have to, but just a way if you guys want to help out and see what we're doing over there. And then we'll be able to kind of show you guys how that works out for us over the rest of the year. Hopefully being able to build that. I've got some buddies that are in the hat game that collect and sell and stuff like that have already told me that they're willing to share the website out with their audiences. So hopefully we can gain some traction there. And then I'll be advertising in different areas as well, not just Facebook, but other avenues, hopefully. And we'll talk about those. That'll be kind of just another segment of the show that we'll be able to talk about. Next up, we've got these Skechers. These are like a work boot kind of thing. These are not steel toe. You see me sell a lot of the black ones that were steel toe. These are just the regular ones. Picked these up in a Kohl's clearance event online. There literally was hardly anything in store, and online was pretty slim too. Found these crazy deals on this one. I don't know if I just caught when they posted them or what, but it was crazy deal. We paid, I think, $20, $22 a pair for these, and if I remember correctly, we're selling them for $70, so $69.99, which is absolutely crazy. They are extra wide, so they are selling, I think, a little slower than the other ones were, but still cannot complain about that for Skechers. Don't sleep on the Skechers. Not all of them are great, but there are a lot of them that are. So definitely don't sleep on those if you're finding them in your retail stores. Another thing, guys, that I've been considering and something I want to get your opinion on if you'd like to hear. I want to bring in some guests on the show to basically keep it from just me talking all day long. These guests may not be necessarily YouTubers or anything like that. Honestly, these are probably just going to be friends of mine that are willing to do it, that are willing to put up with it. They'll be just probably voice more than video. I don't think we're going to be able to do the video thing with some of them just because of where they live and stuff. But I do want to offer that and just get some new input from some sellers that maybe aren't even in the category. Maybe don't do retail or arbitrage, maybe doing used stuff, maybe doing thrifting, garage sales, anything like that, whatever different areas of reselling, just to get some different content here on the channel. Obviously, you guys see me sell the same things over and over, and I know a lot of you that are into this, that's interesting, but it may not be as interesting for those that aren't. So if that's something that would interest you, I would love to get, like I said, some special guests on the show or on the podcast, whatever you want to call this. I don't know what you call this. It's not really a podcast. The lives, I guess that's what I've been calling them, referring them to. And I don't know what's going on here, but we're going to cheat a little bit. Anyways, if you are interested and think that would be interesting to hear, let me know. Like I said, just basically still keeping it reselling content for now. We may change that up later and get some other content going on too, but just some other resellers. Talk to them about their businesses. Talk to them about what they're doing and how it's working for them, and give you guys just a little bit more of a different variation to the lives than just what you've been hearing from me. Now you got me all worried. I don't know why I'm taping all these corners down, but I am. We're gonna do it anyway. I don't really think it's gonna be an issue, but now I'm doing it. I just caught myself doing it randomly. Anyway, so let me know what you think of that idea, guys. I would love to do it. I've got a couple people in mind right off, and then maybe we'll get some YouTubers later on, but just want to get a variation. I actually would love to get some special guests from some other selling platforms, okay? Not just reselling, but maybe like I've talked about my good friend and previous boss at BuyRockandRoll.rocks. He runs that website as well as on eBay and Amazon, sells on Walmart, sells on all kinds of platforms. I would love to get him on here. I haven't talked to him about it, so obviously we'll have to see. But I'd love to get him in here just to give some more ideas, because in the end of it, guys, reselling is just like almost every other business. I think a lot of people forget about that when it comes to what we do. Everybody thinks reselling is so much different than Walmart or so much different. In most ways, it's not. The only difference is where we're buying our product. That's literally the only thing. Next up, we've got this Fox kids hat. We picked these up for $2 or $3, excuse me, from one of my sources, $3, and we sold it on Mercari for $25. So 3 into 25 is not bad, and we will take it. What was I saying? Oh, it's not really any different. Obviously, with retail arbitrage and or reselling in general, you might be buying product from a retailer like Walmart, or you might be buying from a thrift store or whatever. You're sourcing your product from those avenues. Walmart just sources their product from who makes it. And let's be honest, guys, even as a retailer, reselling or anything like that, you may be buying stuff from the manufacturer. It's very possible. It depends on the product and all that, but it's a good possibility you could do that. So considering that, thinking of that, and making sure that you don't forget that you're not any different than these other businesses means that you can apply a lot of their strategies and so on to help you in your business. Running sales, not everybody wants to do that, and it's not necessarily that you have to, but it's something that you can use. Doing promos as far as, free shipping. If you do charge shipping on your store, offering free shipping for a limited time is a little risky, obviously, because it depends on your item, but you might be able to offer it after somebody spends $50 or something like that. Don't forget that you can utilize some of those strategies that you see from other companies out there and still be able to use it. It's the same business. and you can keep doing all kinds of different things that, you know, might work differently for each person, just depending on your business model, but it's not always a bad idea. Another one of these Adidas hats, guys. Like I said, we sold the crap out of these this weekend, and I am down to my last one, which will probably sell today, honestly. All right, I think we are almost done, guys. I think we got like 2 more items. So if you have any questions or comments or anything you would like us to talk about or see in the next videos, let me know. If you're rewatching this, thank you guys so much for making it all the way through. You can hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. And let me know. Just because you're watching this after the live doesn't mean we can't interact. So let me know in the comments anything that you have going on, anything that you noticed in the video or anything like that. I would love to hear from you guys, and we can talk about that stuff on the next live. Like I mentioned at the beginning too, if there's a certain time or something like that that works better, I would love to know that also, so I can maybe get a few more of you guys in here. I'd appreciate it. Next up, we've got this VO5 shampoo. Again, just another bundle of these. We're selling 2 of these. Have $1 or 50 cents in each, so $1 in total, and we're selling for $17 over on Amazon. You guys see me sell that all day long, which is super nice. And then also, guys, back to school. If you aren't on back to school, you need to be already. It's already starting to sell. I forgot that a bunch of schools do this year-round schooling, which is a whole nother topic in itself that I can't imagine having to deal with. But don't forget that is going on, and most of the schools are starting back right away. So if you have back to school stuff that you haven't listed, you should have had it listed already, but don't sleep on it. It is available. We've got this Jan Sport backpack that we picked up from a Kohl's clearance event. Let's see, what did I pay for it? Oh, I didn't write it down. I think I paid like I think I paid $12 or $15 for this one, and we did sell it for, I want to say, $40. Yeah, so we paid $16 for this one, sold it for $39 on Amazon, and like I said, they are starting to sell. That back to school stuff is already flying, even though it's barely into July, which is crazy. But don't sleep on it. There's some good money. Oh, I did have it. I forgot about that. Anyway, all right, is that it, guys? Did I talk about everything? I feel like I didn't. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me, even through that hiccup. I do appreciate it. A lot of you guys came back, so thank you for that. I think we talked about everything, and if we didn't, we'll catch you to the next one. But we will be going live again next week, Monday. Like I said, lots of crazy things going on. Obviously, we should be able to do that giveaway, or at least have some info on that giveaway coming up soon. So stay tuned for that, especially, like I said, on next video. We should hit that. We've been gaining subscribers daily, so that's been awesome. Thank you guys for those of you that have just joined us. And if you've been here the whole time, special shout out and thank you to you guys. You've made it a lot easier to do this, and for joining every day. I can't say enough. You guys are awesome. We've got the website coming out, like I said. We've got, obviously, hopefully some pickup in sales. We're doing some crazy stuff. I'm going to be testing out some stuff there to hopefully shoot some sales back up, get our numbers back up. That would be really nice. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, a little bit of a slow weekend, but we'll deal with it, and we'll keep pushing, and hopefully we can just keep going. I think that's it, guys. Thank you once again so much for hanging out with me today. Let me know in the comment box, shoot me a message, anything like that if you got any more topics. But until next time, we'll see you later.